I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. When I graduated from business school, it was with a major in entrepreneurship. But I couldn't find an idea, project to really get behind. So I really worked for maybe 5-6 years for other employer, but I was always working with the intention of eventually being able to start something. And you know, my first startup was very similar to my last job. The moment I figured out a service that I could sell to someone is the moment I wanted to be on my own. People ask me, how do I begin? How do I start my own company? I say, find something that you can sell. Anything, as long as it's legal. And you've got a company. If you can sell something, you've got a company. It's that simple. If you can sell something and you enjoy selling it and you enjoy delivering that service, then you should do it. But the veneer of pursue your dream is complete fallacy. I mean, there is no dream in entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship, you spend most of your time dealing with HR issues, administrative, doing billing, figuring out a lot of 100,000 small things. If you work for a company with 10,000 employees, you can focus on one trade and become very good at it. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to do 30 different jobs and be average at all of them and get paid nothing and have, you know, doubts about your own vision on a regular basis. So really, if you're the right thing to do morally is to tell every wannabe entrepreneur, don't. Really, just don't. I mean, if you really have to, then okay. So I think that answers your question, right? If you that feeling where you really have to is something which you kind of walk into it backwards, reluctantly. Okay, well, I think I'll be an entrepreneur now. No choice. I think it's difficult to go from being entrepreneur to employee, and then that's what I did. You know, I did employee, entrepreneur, employee, entrepreneur, and that second time as an employee, it was difficult to be stripped away of my ability to act and have things done immediately, because I had to work around consensus and around the group. For someone who's very action-oriented rather than talk-oriented, it could be a frustrating experience where you're wondering, you know, you kind of lose your sense of purpose. So, you know, just a word of caution, probably best to start with corporate, then move to, but I mean, that's my opinion. Different methods for different people, but start with corporate, you know, take it in the chin. When you're ready to go on your own, go on your own. On the other hand, one thing that's great about being in a startup world is that you're always making decisions and you're always around action. So you train your brain in a way which you wouldn't elsewhere. So if you're able to sustain that without, you know, financially, if you can live that life financially, for sure it'll be the best kind of adult education that you can get, where you can continue to learn all the time because you have to pick up new skills all the time. So, you know, if you don't need the money, then sure, you know, stay in the startup world.